Hello, my name is Corinne Harpham and this is Unit 7, Nutrition and Digestion. So in this presentation I'm going to be explaining the structure and function of the digestive system and what the dietary requirements are for good human nutrition, a description of the structure and function of each organ in the digestive system, including mechanical and chemical digestion in each organ and how digestive molecules are absorbed, a description of the histology of the stomach, the duodenum and the ileum, and the main functions of the liver in relation to digestion, and an explanation of the 7 requirements of a balanced diet in humans and the main roles, and a description of the effects of dietary imbalance, including deficiencies, diseases, and their symptoms. So, what is the digestive system? The function of the digestive system is to digest and absorb nutrients. It is mainly formed of the digestive tract, which is a series of structures and organs in which food and liquid passes through to be absorbed, distributed, and digested. The digestive tract, also known as the GI tract, also features a structure which eliminates waste through excretion. The gastrointestinal tract, which is also known as the GI tract, they are the organs that make up your GI tract in the order that they are connected, and that includes your mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, and your anus, and the biliary system, which includes your liver, gallbladder, pancreas, and bile ducts. So the main functions of the digestive system is ingestion, so ingesting the food; digestion, which is where food goes into the stomach and is broken up into smaller molecules; absorption, which is where vitamins and minerals and all necessary nutrients are now within the bloodstream; and elimination, which is the final part, is where the food is formed into fecal matter and leaves your body through the rectum. So how does the digestive system work? So each organ of the digestive system has an important role in digestion, and it's a long tube starting from your mouth going all the way to your anus. So starting with the mouth. So when you eat, your teeth chew your food into small pieces. Glands in our cheeks and under the tongue make saliva that coats the food, which makes it easier to chew and swallow. Saliva also contains enzymes that start to digest carbohydrates in the food. The esophagus is a tube that carries food from the mouth to the stomach after it is swallowed. A ring of muscle at the end of the esophagus lets food into your stomach and stops the stomach contents from going back up the esophagus. Your stomach breaks down food with gastric acids to help with digestion and absorption of vitamins and minerals. It takes a few hours to do this, and during this time, pepsin, a stomach enzyme, breaks down most of the protein within your food. The small intestine is around 5 meters long and is made up of bends and folds. The large surface area helps proteins, fatty acids, sugars, vitamins, and minerals pass through its wall and into the blood. Most of the chemical digestion of proteins, fats, and carbohydrates happens in the small intestine. The liver's main role is to produce bile, which breaks down fats into fatty acids. Bile contains cholesterol, bile salts, water, body salts, and bilium, which is a breakdown product of red blood cells. Once this is produced by the liver, it is carried to the gallbladder via bile ducts where it's stored. The large intestine, rectum, and anus. Your large intestine absorbs water, minerals, and vitamins. Undigested fibre is mixed with mucus and bacteria, which breaks down some of the fibre to keep the large intestine healthy. Solid bowel movements are then formed and stay in the last part of the large intestine, which is the rectum, before leaving the body through the anus as a bowel movement. So mechanical and chemical digestion. As the human body is unable to absorb large molecules of any food consumed must be first broken down. This occurs through both mechanical and chemical digestion. So mechanical digestion refers to the breakdown of food molecules into smaller pieces without causing a chemical change in the food molecules. This process is primarily carried out through the chewing action of teeth and the churning action of the stomach. Chemical digestion. So without chemical digestion, our bodies wouldn't be able to absorb the nutrients we consume. It occurs within the mouth, stomach, and the small intestine, and is a process where chemical agents such as enzymes, acid, and bile breaks down different nutrients such as proteins and carbohydrates. The digestive system relies on chemical digestion to break down food particles small enough to be absorbed by cells. It begins in the mouth as we begin to chew. Our brain stimulates the production of saliva, which contains lipase and amylase. These enzymes begin the chemical digestive process. Lipase breaks down fat and amylase breaks down starch into sugar. Within the stomach, digestive enzymes such as pepsin and gastric lipase break down proteins further. Most chemical digestion takes place in the small intestine. It's where many of the digestive enzymes are concealed, such as lactase, which digests lactose, and sucrase, which digests sugar. Enzymes. The process of digestion is greatly aided by enzymes. These are specialised protein molecules that cause chemical reactions in the body and function to quicken the processes that occur inside the cells to sustain life. Enzymes are classified into three primary categories: lipase, amylase, and protease. These enzymes are responsible for the breakdown of distinct nutrients. So enzymes work better under optimum conditions. So heat, disease, and chemicals can all affect how enzymes function. The optimum temperature is 37 degrees Celsius. If the body temperature increases, the enzyme will break down, and if the body is too cold, the enzymes will function too slowly. The pH balance within the body also determines how well enzymes function. A low pH produces acid and a high pH produces alkaline. Enzymes function best within a very narrow pH range, which is dependent on where the enzyme is in the body. The structure and the function of the enzyme can change depending on this. Enzymes have an area called the active site, which is where chemical reactions take place. The active sites are unique in shape and only certain types of molecules will fit inside them. Once the reaction has occurred, the products leave the site, leaving it empty so the process can begin again. Pepsin. So the primary function of the digestive enzyme pepsin in the body is to break down proteins in the stomach. They are then prepared for absorption by the small intestine after being broken down into smaller proteins known as polypeptides. Pepsinogen is a protein produced by the glands lining the stomach that combines with the hydrochloric acid in the stomach to form pepsin. In addition to eliminating bacteria, pepsin also extracts vitamin B12 from protein so that can be utilised elsewhere. The small intestine. The small intestine is segregated into three sections: the duodenum, the jejunum, and the ileum at the end. The duodenum is a short and wide C-shaped structure that is curved around the upper pancreas. The jejunum occupies the left and upper part of the small intestine, and the ileum occupies the right and lower part. The digestion is thicker and about 2.5 meters long, and the ileum is thinner and around 3 meters long. The two main functions of the small intestine are absorption and digestion. Absorption is achieved by its large length and the presence of mucous membrane, microvilli and villi. The large intestine, which is separated into the colon, the rectum, and the cecum, is the last organ. It is the final location before feces are eliminated through the anus. Usually referred to as the bowel, this region takes in water and eliminates waste by travelling through the sigmoid, going through all the bends and turns before being expelled from the body. The 7 requirements of a balanced diet. By consuming a balanced diet, it ensures your body has what it needs to support its immune system and prevent illness. Carbohydrates, they should make up roughly 60% of a person's diet, or around 310 grams a day. You should eat lots of foods high in carbohydrates, such as rice, pasta, potatoes, wheat, as it is where the majority of your energy comes from. They help make up a balanced diet. Vitamins. Vitamins help produce enzymes and hormones and boost your immunity and keep your nerves and organs functioning properly. They also help with the growth, maintenance and regulation of bodily processes. And although we can obtain vitamins from fresh fruits and vegetables, they're also, if you take multivitamin tablets or drinks, they can help with the amount of vitamins that you're getting into your body. Minerals. The most important minerals in our diet are iodine, potassium, sodium, iron and calcium. They aid with the release of energy from food, and they interact with organs to promote growth. For example, calcium works towards bone and teeth development. Fats, so meat, fish and dairy are sources of healthy fats, and their role is to help control body temperature and facilitate vitamin absorption, and it's recommended that we consume 70 grams daily. The main function protein. The main function of protein are in the development of muscles, skin and hair, and a primary source of protein is lean meat, but there are non-meat sources such as eggs, cheese. There's now vegan options. We should aim to eat 50 grams of protein a day. Fibre, we should aim to eat 30 grams of fibre a day. Eating fibre can lower the risk of heart disease, strokes, diabetes and bowel cancer. And water. Water hydrates the body, and it helps to facilitate all the functions of everything I've already spoken about here. And it's suggested that we have 8 glasses of water a day. So a balanced diet. So a balanced diet is vital for the human body to develop and function properly. So it's the 7 different food groups make up a balanced diet, and an adult male should consume about 2,500 and a female should consume 2,000 calories a day. Dietary imbalance and deficiency and diseases. So dietary imbalance can have major detrimental effects on a person's health and well-being. This may be from consuming too little or too much or too little of a particular nutrient. This is called nutrient deficiency. Some of the things that we can have imbalances are, so there is malnutrition. Malnutrition occurs when a person is not consuming the correct amount of nutrients required for their body to function healthily. Malnutrition doesn't only occur due to the lack of food, it can also be caused by overeating and consuming a diet of high fat and sugar. So symptoms can include anemia, tiredness, being bloated, increased heart rate, shallow breath, weakness and wasting muscles. The consequences of a nutrient deficiencies include decreased stature, fragile skin, metabolic disturbances, being ill all the time, poor appetite, poor wound healing, wasted muscles. One of the most anemia is caused by the lack of iron in consumed in a person's diet, and that affects 25% of the population, and it's the most common of nutritional deficiencies. So current diet recommendations. So not all people are the same, and a person's environment, medical history and unique circumstances can all influence their eating habits. The World Health Organization recommends that a person consume at least 400 grams of fruit and vegetables each day, and at least half their energy come from carbohydrates. In addition, a person's daily intake of salt should not exceed 5 grams, and their total fat intake should not exceed 30% of their total energy intake. It's been documented that following a lifestyle of physical activity and a balanced diet reduces a person's risk of experiencing chronic illnesses and diseases and health complications such as diabetes, osteoporosis and heart diseases. Cholesterol. Fats can be categorized into two groups, so low density lipoprotein, also known as bad cholesterol, which is found in processed foods, and high density lipoprotein, also known as good cholesterol, which is fish, grains and vegetables. When a person's body contains too much low density lipoprotein, it can increase the risk of heart disease, and when low density lipoprotein builds in a person's bloodstream, it can cause arteries to narrow, which reduces the circulation. By introducing the body to more high density lipoprotein foods, it can lower the risk of heart attacks. The histology of the alimentary canal and the stomach. So the alimentary canal is the tube that is called the GI tract or the digestive tract that goes from the mouth to the anus. So all the things that I've discussed in this presentation, in digestion, mechanical digestion, chemical digestion, absorption and diffusion, are all carried out inside the alimentary canal by primary digestive organs that make up the alimentary canal, including the esophagus, the stomach, the small intestine and the large intestine. The functions of the organs come from the histology of the wall of this canal. The alimentary canal is split into 4 layers. The top layer is the mucosa, which helps with the production of peritoneal fluid to reduce friction between organs during movements. The muscularis interna, this contracts and relaxes the canal, which pushes digesting food through. The submucosa, which provides structure and absorbs nutrients into blood vessels, and the mucosa, which produces mucus, enzymes, hormones that are necessary for digestion, and it protects it from infectious agents and absorbs nutrients from the food. The stomach's function in digestion is to mix food with stomach acid to break it down into smaller particles, and this is possible to do because of the layers of the alimentary canal. The duodenum, the main tasks of the duodenum are the neutralization of acetic acid juice through the production of alkaline and the mechanical processing of digestion of chyme, the mixing bile and pancreatic enzyme, the absorption of water, electrolytes and nutrients, and the ileum. The ileum is the final portion of the small intestine, measuring about 3 meters at the end of the cecum. It absorbs the final nutrients, with the major absorptive product being vitamin B12 and bile acids. In conclusion, we've looked at our digestive system, we've learned about the key functions that help with digestion, we've looked at both chemical and mechanical digestion, as well as the ideal conditions for enzymes. We've looked at the histology of the alimentary canal and stomach, and we've covered the 7 components of a balanced diet and the function of each requirement.